Hello everyone, welcome to the second part of this tutorial where we have discussed Jenkins security, and then along with Jenkins security we have talked a little bit about distributed Jenkins, which means that if you have node installed or Jenkins system installed somewhere and you want to separate the the main dashboard and jobs and everything and all management and actually the job running, because sometimes if job getting higher and higher and require more computing resources, then your Jenkins could crash, which leads to pain refixing everything on Jenkins side where the dashboard and jobs are on same resources. That's why here comes to Jenkins distributed resources. It's a very simple stuff here. For example, you get master here, and master is communication with TCP or UDP or whatever, or HTTP maybe, whatever is the protocol, connection protocol with nodes, and it can connect with multiple nodes, and you can manually configure them that which node should run and which node should not run, or it could configure it automatically. So this is the simple step. Now, let me just tell you the requirement one by one to set up this distributed Jenkins. The first thing first is that we're gonna give a try with virtual machine setup, because we have only one computer here, and essentially it needs more computer resources, one for master Jenkins and second for slave or node or worker 1, worker 2, officially called agent in the language of Jenkins. So there are some setup required so for that what we have done is that first we should go here, we should install VirtualBox. VirtualBox is a very good tool actually for this kind of test and trial. And even if you're one operating system, like I'm on Windows right now, and I need to test something on Ubuntu, I have one Ubuntu already built in or inherit, luckily in recent days, as a WSL, Windows subsystem for Linux. On Windows, I can run Linux. That's a good thing. But in my case now, I need two Linux to test the minimum distributed setup for Jenkins. So that's why I need to install this. I have installed it here. As you can see that it look like that. If you install it, then second step is we need to get the ISO format or bundle package of this thingy here. Which means if I go to ubuntu.org and download, it gives me a download page. I hit the download button and it saves me Ubuntu, which should mostly look like that. Great. In third step, I can open this here. I can say that I want to create a new window. I can give a name, then I can select it from here, this folder. And I can say that please select this wherever my ISO image is, that uh, ISO images is here automatically come up. Not if not come up, click on other. Select next, next, and it's very intuitive. You have to do nothing, just you need to specify some resources, how much RAM, virtual RAM and hard disk it's gonna consume, and in the end you should see something like that. In the end you can also type your username, password, whatever you want to set it, right? If you click here and start, and then we gonna get a virtual machine running which look like something like that here, which is very great. If I come here, I type Ubuntu or usual Ubuntu on the system, and it look like something that, which means that everything is great. But before that, we need to make a connection between these two. So to make our life easier, on our virtual machine. First of all, on our virtual machine, we need to set up a two-way bidirectional copy paste because it is kind of very hard to type everything. For example, if I want to type something on window here and paste it from here, or I have some copy command here, want to paste on window. Uh, it is, uh, very handy. First thing first, we can just set up this insert a get cd image. As soon as we insert this, it's gonna load ISO. If it asks you for loading ISO, it's the same ISO what you have downloaded. We're gonna click on the virtual box, and on the newer version of VM, it's run this software. It's give you every software for for Windows. It's give you this exe file, and for Linux, it's give you SSH tools in the shape of run or auto run. These two files, you can either open terminal here and start run this file simply bash or without bash, or okay, you can run it on the terminal, or you can start hitting run here. If any dependencies are like unzip or bunzip dependencies are sometime there, if they're missing, you can install them and you can restart your window. Then if you start it again, you come here and you come here shade and set up on bidirectional, which means you can copy and paste. Then you can open a small file, my VM PC. Okay, you copy this, you write on Windows VM. Then you can write my Windows PC. From window, you can copy and test this here. As you can see, both of the directions are working, which is really great. Discard, we don't need this. Delete this. Cool, one step is done. Second step is very simple, that you need to enable the network between these two. Great, you come again here and you come to the network setting, and then you can say that bridge adapter, which essentially means that any system which is connected to same network should be able to work. The important thing, you need to allow all promiscuous mode, otherwise it don't or won't work for you. And cable connected, you can hit this. This is the internal MAC of your VM system. Great. We can also set net network or any other network, but that network right now worked and should be working. And next thing is, next we need to make sure that communication between these two computers, where your Jenkins master is running and when your potential nodes of VM can talk to each other. A very simple way of those to run them parallel. For example, here is my terminal of a VM machine. On the other side, I have Linux machine terminal here. What I can see is that I can install nettool, sudo apt get install net dash tools, and great. Hmm. Or net tool maybe, I don't know. Sudo apt, or maybe it's already installed. Apt get install net tools. Great, net tools are installed. Super. So it's make our life easier if I write IPA. It should give me IP address, and since we have enabled the copy and paste between these two computers, I can here write ping and name of this system. Great. The communication between these two nodes is good, which means that we can set the master slave Cool. Initial setup for testing this is done. Super duper. Now we should open somehow on this system. Okay. On this system, I can open actually. This is my Linux machine, WSL Linux machine. As always, you can see source WSL, and this is VM, not VM Ubuntu. So I name them in this way that I can segregate. And I have Microsoft Edge, and on localhost, I have configured this thingy here, and I make this remember computer okay. Last time we have checked some other things, who can build, who cannot build. As admin, I can build everything. Make sure that I'm still admin. Okay, and on dashboard, manage, I can say that nodes, I should add a new node. VM Ubuntu, I can Ubuntu. My God, my spelling. Ubuntu. It's a permanent agent. Create this. Well, the node running on VM machine. That is permanent agent for our Jenkins master. I can say the number of executor I can enhance. Now it asks me that which directory I should always go. My feeling is that you should always create it, but maybe I can say home. Can I say home? Home. And then Jenkins. I need to create that directory, so I am copying this as it is. Label wise, I can say agent 01. Use as this node as much as possible, and make it available as much as possible, which is good now. And now I should be able to go to my Ubuntu machine here. PWD, I'm in the PWD home. And at home I can make dir sudo make dir, and I can, what was the name again? I have just created so that this is the cd Jenkins. Great. So first I have created this home, maybe uh, this keyboard. This keyboard. Well, we haven't configured a root user here. So as a sudo file, we should be able to create a root user with all possible stuff with the ECTPSWD. In ESTPSWD, we can add root user, but we don't have that. Let us give a try with this simple file that agent is gonna working or not. And next step is actually configuring it. Great. Okay, okay. In the next step, actually, we have to come to the node. We need to, maybe I can save this and come again. So I can come here, I can come to system manage nodes. I have added one node here. Great. And I can configure the node somehow. I can give a name, whatever name I want to give. Number of 4 means that how much jobs parallelly you want to build on it in a one go. The home directory, as I said, it could be anything. On your home directory, you need to create this directory in agent, and then we need to here set up agent, actually launch agent again. So we need to say that we need to access this method. Host name is this. Great. Now we need to add the credentials like Jenkins credentials here, and in the kind we need to say private key. Here ID is not matter. I can say something to it or whatever. And then agent on VM is the description. This is the username on the machine here. As you can see, this is the username here, and I can say this. And then I need to create a pair actually. This is an important step to create a SSH pair. To For creating a SSH pair, I can here write this command SSH keygen, and algo method or hashing method is RSA, and byte, there are different number of bytes with respect to complexity. If you make higher bytes, it's more complex. There are specific number only it takes. You cannot write any random number, but 256 like binary numbers. And then you can specify a file where it can save. Normally it's a default file name is .sh, which is hidden file, and ID RSA. Good to go. When you hit this button and it's gonna ask you for paraphrase, you don't need to enter anything, just hit enter. Don't enter any paraphrase, and it's gonna create actually in your folder something like keypass. If I get it, cat cat. Okay, doesn't work. Sad. So I'm in the home folder already. I can just cd into .ssh, and then I can go. And here is the ID RSA, which is private key, and there is one key which is ID RSA public key. Great. What I need to do that I need to get my ID RSA public key and need to copy to the agent on the VM machine. I can get ID RSA, whatever it is, ID cat ID slash RSA dot pub. I can just Control Shift C copy it, and I need to come here and I need to just say this echo two inverted commas, this here and this here, and in between this key and this key I want to store again in the .ssh folder of there, and where authorized keys already should exist, and in this file I need to add this key. Simply I'm copying and pasting this key from my master to on my slave. This is my slave, and in the authorized key folder I'm pasting this. That's all I'm doing. But next is that I need to enter my private key somehow. And this private key should be d. Very easy. I was already here. Clear, and I can now get ID RSA and my this key, right? So that's why I don't want to show this key, but this is whatever the content of this private key should come entirely this private key to here, like add here, and you're good to go. Before we can do anything, we actually need to install Java on our virtual machine. The setup is actually quite simple. We can just paste some. Okay, now it's stuck actually said. We need to wait a bit. This virtual machines really. Let's first add this into repository. Hope so that this time it works. I don't know why it's so slow, but the amount of frame I have added was enough. Sadly, but this virtual machine is unable to work actually. I don't know why. I've given it a lot of memory actually. It's very, very sad, man. Might be a problem with the internet. I don't know. It it could be possible this is a problem with the internet, but yeah, it's very slow, very, very slow. Okay, at least it start working and start processing the Java. The command was that after, if you're lucky with this setup, you need to install this actually, which is open Java SDK actually. That's all. So this requirement is kind of done now. And the next setup is that we need to cd into Jenkins. Okay, great. Now we need to run one agent.jar file, which is on master. Let us grab that quickly. And that is the file which we need to run actually. Let's copy it. Okie dokie. So here you can see that we have connected the node already. So the only thing was that there was a little bit problem with the setup of virtual machine. It's hanging or freezing time and again. One tip that please set your processor very low, 1 or 2 max, and do not increase resources too much, which means that is essentially occupied, or I, I don't know, it's just kind of throttle or something on the host side, like Windows side. So if you want to have best experience of the virtual machine, please do not try to increase too much resources like processor by 2 or 3, number one. And number second problem while testing this connection was that WSL subsystem for Linux. If you're using Windows subsystem for Linux on Windows machine, there is one issue, a technical issue, or by default issue on the Microsoft side. Somebody has raised issue, somebody has raised the ticket, but it hasn't been solved yet. The thing is that subnetwork of your window WSL is different, which means that reaching out that WSL network needs port forwarding or additional configuration. Well, great. So that's how simple it is, which means that if I do that, um, this is the second machine where you can see now the agent is actually available, and agent is working very well here. And now I can really so this is the agent to executor. I have done to executor on this, so I can just trigger any kind of, or set any kind of job to that agent. So I have, in the setting I have written that use as much as possible, which means by default is it will always try to see that if agent is available, not offline, and if the agent is online, it will try to always connect this. This is my second slave or Ubuntu slave. If I disconnect this, it is gonna show this as a offline. As you can see, that agent has gone offline here, and the moment I again connect it, it done uh, online and available and in sync. So to make this stuff possible in this way, that you don't use
or turn off your computer, it's gonna vent. Are you one that the system should always be online? Maybe you can, if the system is online, but for some reason, if you're log out from the terminal, or if for some reason you are connected your agent via SSH from the headless mode without any graphic user interface, which is normally the practical case in the industry. What you need to do is that you need to actually use the tmux or screen. Tmux or screen are the tool which run your setup in the background, and you don't need to keep this active. And when you exit from the SSH, they are still working. If the computer is not powered off, they will be running for unlimited time. This is the tip actually to run your agent practically on SSH or manage your SSH. So that's how actually the distributed Jenkins works. The next important topic is that monitoring. Normally in the industry setting, you don't monitor stuff here. So actually every engine has some, if you create job, there are some, statistics available for every job, and some monitoring. A lot of plugins are available for monitoring as well. If you go to the plugins, they give you a very good monitoring, I would say. Monitoring. So as you can see that this monitoring here is a very good monitoring, and I can install this anytime, and it's gonna give you a lot of monitoring statistics. But again, the big problem here is that normally in the industry setting, you manage your Jenkins externally with the Grafana or the other tools. The reason being that if your Jenkins crashes, you cannot actually get the access. So this topic we'll cover in the next tutorial, when we will try to integrate the Grafana and the other well famous industry tool for the monitoring purpose with the Jenkins server. But one topic which could be of a matter of interest is notification, which means that you need to set up the SMTP server and get the notification for different kind of build, when the job started, when job stopped, job cancel, job failed, anything happens, something crashes, you get notification, SMS or email. So it's a simple stuff. Or you can also integrate your Jenkins with any kind of notification server like Slack or Discord or whatever channel as a programmatical access teams are using. Thank you very much for watching. That was the end of this tutorial, and I will come up with the next tutorial. Thank you very much. Bye.